Dear Ursula, dear representatives of the media, I was very happy to welcome you today, host you in Latvia at our House of the Government. We really appreciate very highly representatives of the government and also representatives of our society that you have decided to visit the border frontline states, those countries who are neighboring aggressive state Russia are the first countries who face this injustice and cruelty which is taking place in Ukraine. We see it as a sign of solidarity to the entire society of Latvia. We are guarding the border of the EU and values every day in Latvia. We are people of value. We have no illusions about Russia. And again, the most recent attacks by Moscow to civil objects in Ukraine, killing several children, again proves this. We support efforts to reach a fair and stable peace in Ukraine. And I want to thank all our partners, including Ursula, the President of the European Commission, of all the work that you have contributed by participating in numerous discussions in order to promote, facilitate peace in Ukraine. Unfortunately, we do not see any signs currently showing that Russia would be willing to end the war. And we can still say that unfortunately we know from our history that Moscow understands only force. That's why we in Latvia we are strengthening our resilience and our capacity. We want to weaken Russia. We are investing into our defense capabilities. We are reinforcing our external borders. And I would like to highlight once again, this is not only Latvian border, but the border of the EU and NATO. We are developing in Latvia military industry, and definitely in all these processes the European Union plays an important role, and that's why we visited one of the drone producers in Latvia, Origin Robotics, because this company is a very good example showing how by attracting EU funding it's possible to develop new innovative products, also developing Latvia's competitiveness. And also in the area of military production and industry attaining another level. I would like to thank President of the European Commission, who is for very strong support to Latvia. We together as colleagues are providing support to Ukraine. Ukraine's place is within the EU. And we are supporting strengthening of sanctions and applying import tariffs to Russia and Belarus. Ursula, under your leadership, the European Commission has been a trusted partner for Latvia and for Ukraine, and the war waged by Russia has influenced Latvia's economy, especially in the eastern regions, because investors are slightly taking their time, freezing their assets, waiting for the war to end, when it would be much safer to invest into our eastern region. And I know that you, Ursula, have always supported reinforcing competitiveness of EU, and we support you in this. Stronger Europe means also stronger Latvia. Latvia is already dedicated several hundred millions for reinforcing our eastern border and improving the security situation. We discussed also the plan for economic development of the eastern region in Latvia, also dedicating more than 100 million euros. And these efforts are not only nationals. It's very important to see those efforts appreciated in the EU. And so we discussed all those matters with the President of the European Commission. Because in the next multi-year budget of the EU, we will have to speak about this, the external borders of the EU, and Latvian eastern regions need specific support. And we are happy that we see understanding in shown by our colleagues from the European Commission, and the President is visiting not only Latvia but several frontline countries. By this, showing also to our society that on the European Commission level these matters are dealt with. I trust in the understanding and support of the President and the European Commission, and in the context of the multi-year budget, the proposals by the EU and also for safe instruments are very important. This is of critical importance also for Rail Baltica project and for developing of military mobility. Once again, my heartfelt thanks to you, Ursula, for being here today, for your understanding of this region, for supporting EU eastern border, and in general that you care for the stolen Ukrainian children and that you want to see Europe becoming stronger. And now we give the floor to the President